And then finally, and this is the reason why I bothered watching the program, because there was what I thought could be a hidden gem in there somewhere. Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs against Keith Lee. And I love Hobbs. I want to see Hobbs. I've gone back and forth on Keith Lee. I want to see what happened here. But Brian, remember, I've talked about this. There are matches that in people's minds, when you say so-and-so versus so-and-so, they know, ooh, I want to see that. And it can be for any number of different reasons. It can be because they're two big giant guys. I want to see the Giants fight, or two guys that are similar in style, or two guys that have something where, I might want to see that. But a good booker understands the difference between the matches that the fans want to see before they see them, and the matches that when the fans see them, they will understand they didn't want to see it as much as they thought they did. And for those matches, you generally try to promote them and book them and give a lead up and a story to them and a reason to them and a build to them, so that at least by the time that the people see the match and they've paid for it in some fashion, when they're slightly disappointed, at least you got them that far. You didn't show them up front for free and for no good reason that these guys don't work well together. But that's an experienced booker who understands that just because you write two names down doesn't mean it's going to be a great match. This is the situation we found ourselves in here. I mentioned it when they put Hobbs and Lee and Wardlow and who was another big giant powerhouse in the ladder match. Okay, let's put all the big guys in there, ruin the mystique of what's going to happen when they touch each other and clutter it up with a bunch of other people. Here it's a singles match. And Mark Henry popped in to do the pre-match promo. And Hobbs did a good promo. Hobbs not only looks good, but he can talk. He's improving his physique. He's growing up in front of our eyes. Keith Lee is growing out in front of our eyes. But on the promos, Hobbs is good. Hobbs talks like Hobbs looks. Hobbs sounds like he meant what he said, kind of. He's not, Mick Foley on a promo yet, but he's new. He's good. Keith Lee did his promo like he does his promos. And I'm thinking now I'm getting why Vince fucking canned him. Because if anybody really does talk like this in real life, they shouldn't. We've made jokes. He talks like Fraser Crane, or he looks like the Hulk, and he talks like Bruce Banner. He's a walking thesaurus. It just doesn't. But here now I understand, because Keith Lee has come out in an interview with one of the websites and said that they criticized him, changed his, stuff around, and didn't like the way that he talked. Didn't like his voice or the way he talked. So we know that they went to him probably on numerous occasions and said, this interview is ridiculous that you do, and you got to gruffen up a little bit. And he didn't listen. And he's still doing it, and that's why they canned him. So now it makes sense. Having said that, there's still talent in there somewhere, but I'm afraid it might be buried and running out of time. The people were into it, especially the people in the building. The match, they did a few big man tackles and no-sold it, and then Hobbs got tackled to the floor for the break spot. So as I said, while they gave the people in the building, they were into it, they didn't give the TV fans any time to really get involved when it started before they went to the break. Kind of broke up the momentum. When they come back, the heat's going on Keith Lee, so we've missed a good bit of Hobbs's heat in the break. And then Keith Lee fights back. And again, I wrote, Hobbs is fine, but Lee doesn't seem to work as well with a big opponent. He sells slow and stationary. He needs a smaller guy that he can push around, that can fly around for him when he's fighting from underneath, because he doesn't stay alive. Finally, he got the big Beal in, I think it was supposed to come earlier, but Hobbs blocked it or whatever. But Ricky Starks runs down to the ring. Here comes Swerve. What's his name now? Swerve Strickland. He used to be Swerve Scott. He's still swerving people. They get in a fight. Taz is down there. Hobbs hits a spine buster, but there's no referee. He's distracted. And then Keith Lee comes from behind and hits his finish. 1, 2, 3. Honestly, I asked you before we went on the air, I said, you know, when you see this, because we talked earlier, you hadn't seen everything yet. I said, when you see this, tell me who the star is. So who was the star in this match?
Well, I thought Hobbs from the promo on was the star of the show here. And Keith Lee, since he got to AEW, he's looked older. I'll say that. I know he's not a young guy. He's in his late 30s. But then he dyed his beard really dark. And it actually made him, I think, look older. And he's in there with Hobbs, who, you said it, he's getting into better shape. He's looked like he could be a star from day one. Now he really looks like it. He came out of this looking really impressive. Keith Lee, to me, came out of it old and slow. But that's just me.
Well, no, it's not just you, because you saw what happened. And the only thing, Hobbs didn't come out of it well because he got beat. And again, I'm not saying that they should have made this match, because I don't think that Keith Lee should be getting beat at this point in time either, but they beat the 25-year-old guy in fantastic shape that has a ton of upside for the ex-WWE guy that's in his late 30s that has gained an enormous amount of weight and can't talk. And I don't, and then there was an afterbirth where Starks and Hobbs used a chair and put Swerve through a table and put the table in the ring and speared Keith Lee through the table. And somehow in an amateur's mind, that means that they got even and it didn't matter that Keith Lee won and Hobbs got beat, but that's obviously not the case to anybody who understands the business. So you can do something with Keith Lee, maybe against his own, his own wishes. You could do something with him if he'll do what you tell him to do, and he's got physical ability. But this was not a showcase for him, and Hobbs should not be doing jobs to anybody right now on television unless it's an angle in a continuing program.
It is interesting, too, that between Adam Cole and Keith Lee, we are now seeing people that were actually featured better, felt like bigger stars, were used better maybe in NXT than in AEW.
That's what we're seeing. And that was Rampage on Friday night. AEW's answer to a mild-mannered SmackDown.
I don't know what we're transitioning to from a mild-mannered SmackDown.
From a mild-mannered SmackDown to a Rampage, and I was up late at night. It almost made me oversleep and miss my breakfast.
Oh, Brian, no.
I'll have you know.
That's horrible.
And I hate it when I miss breakfast. And breakfast is so easy now to have because you don't have to cook a bunch of stuff and get a bunch of ingredients out. All you got to do is go to the closet and get you a box of Magic Spoon. And there's so many boxes to choose from because there's so many flavors to choose from. There's cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and maple waffle. And on my copy here, they do not even have the honey nut listed. And Stacy just ordered 4 boxes of that stuff because that's one of her favorites. So, boy, don't leave the honey nut out, folks. I'll tell you what, you will never have a better breakfast or morning in your life than when you put a little nut in your honey, courtesy of our friends at Magic Spoon. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb with 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, 140 calories. You can eat 10 servings of this and still be under a 1,500-calorie diet. I don't know if I'd eat 10 servings of it all day and not eat anything else, but it's good. And you can go right now to magicspoon.com/Jim and grab the custom bundle. Pick your own flavors. And be sure to use the promo code Jim at checkout to save $5 off your order. They've got the 100% happiness guarantee, ladies and gentlemen. If you eat a bowl of this and you are not happy, they will refund your money. So eat a bowl of this right before your wife leaves you or you lose all your money, and then you're going to be miserable and you'll get your money back on the cereal. Is that the way it works, Brian?
You've totally confused me. I have no idea.
You're completely lost in the weeds now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Remember, folks, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal. If you eat this, you can commit any crime and you will feel no guilt.
No, stop that. Don't commit crimes and don't do it on behalf of the cereal you're eating, especially if it's Magic Spoon.
I didn't say they were going to do it on behalf of the cereal. I just said they wouldn't feel guilt afterwards because Magic Spoon eradicates your guilt gland.
You will feel guilt. You'll be guilty. Don't do anything.
All right, then eat a bowl of Magic Spoon and be a guilty son of a bitch about it. Folks, but one way or another, you got to stuff this down your gullet. It's good. MagicSpoon.com/Jim. Use the code Jim to save $5 off at checkout. And don't forget to put a little nut in your honey, too. That'll help everybody around the house stay happier.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah, there we go.
What are you ripping exactly over
I don't even know.
All right.